Welcome, Gregory. All right, let's get started. It is Tuesday, so that means it's English Day. Page 10. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. I go to the Buddha for refuge. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. I go to the Sangha for refuge. A second time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A second time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A second time I go to the Sangha for refuge. A third time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A third time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A third time I go to the Sangha for refuge. The 3 refuges are complete. Welcome, Dylan. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking life. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking what is not given. I undertake the training rule to abstain from sensual misconduct. I undertake the training rule to abstain from false speech. I undertake the training rule to abstain from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. Having well undertaken and kept the 5 precepts together with the 3 refuges, one should strive on with diligence. With morality, good rebirth is gained. With morality, wealth is achieved. With morality, perfect peace is attained. Therefore, morality should be purified. Page 24. Homage to the sublime one, the worthy one, the fully enlightened one. Homage to the sublime one, the worthy one, the fully enlightened one. Homage to the sublime one, the worthy one, the fully enlightened one. Such indeed is the sublime one, worthy, perfectly enlightened, perfect in true knowledge and conduct, well gone, knower of the world, supreme trainer of persons to be tamed, teacher of gods and humans, enlightened and exalted. Well expounded is the Dhamma by the sublime one, directly visible, unaffected by time, calling one to come and see, leading onwards to be realized by the wise. The order of the sublime one's disciples is practicing well. The order of the sublime one's disciples is of upright conduct. The order of the sublime one's disciples has entered the right path. The order of the sublime one's disciples is practicing correctly. That is, the 4 pairs of persons, the 8 kinds of individuals. This order of the sublime one's disciples is worthy of offerings and hospitality, worthy of gifts and salutation, supreme field of merit for the world. The Buddha, well purified with ocean-like compassion, possessed of the eye of knowledge, completely purified, destroyer of the evils and corruption of the world, I revere that Buddha with devotion. Homage to you, so nobly bred. Homage to you amongst men supreme. Peerless are you in all the world. May all homage be given to you. The teacher's Dhamma, like a lamp, divided into path, fruition, and the deathless, both itself transcendent and showing the way to that goal. I revere that Dhamma with devotion. Thoroughly understanding the Dhamma and freed from longing through insight, the wise one who is rid of all desire is calm as a pool unstirred by wind. Those to whom the Dhamma is clear are not led into other doctrines. Perfectly enlightened with perfect knowledge, they walk evenly over the uneven. Of all the medicines in the world, manifold and various, there is none like the medicine of Dhamma. Therefore, monks, drink of this. Having drunk this Dhamma medicine, you will be ageless and beyond death. Having developed and seen the truth, you will be quenched, free from craving. The Sangha called to feel better than the best, who have seen peace, awakening after the Buddha's good way, who have abandoned attachment to noble ones, the wise. I revere that Sangha with devotion. Happy is the arising of the Buddhas. Happy is the teaching of the true Dhamma. Happy is the unity of the Sangha. Happy is the discipline of the united ones. They go to many a refuge, those who have been struck by fear. They go to the mountains and forests, to parks and trees and shrines. But none of these is a secure refuge. None is the refuge supreme. Not by relying on such a refuge can one be freed from all suffering. But one who has gone for refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha sees with perfect wisdom the 4 noble truths: suffering, the arising of suffering, the transcending of suffering, and the noble eightfold path that leads to suffering's final end. This is the refuge that is secure. This is the refuge that is supreme. By relying on such a refuge as this, one is released from all suffering. By this practice of Dhamma in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Buddha. By this practice of Dhamma in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Dhamma. By this practice of Dhamma in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Sangha. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master, mind is their maker. Actors speak with a defiled state of mind, then suffering follows, as the cartwheel follows the foot of the ox. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master, mind is their maker. Actors speak with a pure state of mind, then happiness follows, as your shadow follows you without departing. Impermanent are all conditioned things, affected by rising and falling away. Having arisen, they then must cease. Blissful is it when they subside. Abstaining from all evil, doing what is good, cleansing one's mind. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. Patience is the highest practice. Nibbana is supreme, say the Buddhas. A mendicant does not harm others. A recluse oppresses no one. Not insulting, not harming, restrained according to the moral code, moderating in food, dwelling in solitude, engaging in higher mental development. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. By the blessings that have arisen from my practice, may my venerable preceptors and teachers who have helped me, mother, father, and relatives, male and female rulers, worldly powers, virtuous human beings, the higher beings, demons, and high gods, the guardian deities of the world, celestial beings, the Lord of Death, friendly people, indifferent and hostile, may all beings be well. May the skillful deeds done by me bring you threefold bliss. May this quickly bring you to the deathless. By means of this meritorious deed and through this aspiration, may I quickly attain the cutting off of craving and clinging. Whatever faults I have until I am liberated, may they quickly perish. Wherever I am born, may there be an upright mind, mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May no harmful influences weaken my efforts. The Buddha is the unsurpassed protector. Dhamma is the supreme protection. Peerless is the silent Buddha. The Sangha is my true refuge. By the power of these exalted ones, may I rise above all defilements. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the foolish. May I join always with the wise until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Page 171. Kayancha pajanati potabbe cha pajanati yancha tadubbayang paticca upajjati samyojanang tancha pajanati yatacha anupannassa samyojanassa upado hoti tancha pajanati yatacha upannassa samyojanassa pahanang hoti tancha pajanati Yatacha pahinassa samyojanassa ayating unupado hoti tancha pajanati manancha pajananti dhammecha pajananti yancha tadubbayang paticca upajjati samyojanang tancha pajanati yatacha anupannassa samyojanassa upado hoti tancha pajanati Yatacha upannassa samyojanassa pahanang hoti tancha pajanati Yatacha pahinassa samyojanassa ayating anupado hoti tancha pajanati Evam piko bhikkave bhikkhu dhamesu dhammanupassi viharati chasu ajjatika bharaesu ayatinesu Dhammanupassana bojjanga pabbang punachaparang bhikkave bhikkhu dame su dhammanupassi viharati sattasu bhojangesu idda bhikkave bhikkhu santang va ajatang satti sambojangang attime ajatang satti sambojango tipajanati asantang va ajatang satti sambojangang Natti me ajatang satti sambo jango tipajanati yatacha anupannassa satti sambo jangassa upado hoti tanchapajanati yatacha uppannassa satti sambo jangassa bhavanaya paripuri hoti tanchapajanati. All right. English, next page. He understands the body, he understands tactile objects, and he understands the fetter that arises dependent on both. And he also understands how there comes to be the arising of the unarisen fetter, and how there comes to be the abandoning of the arisen fetter, and how there comes to be the future non-arising of the abandoned fetter. He understands the mind, he understands mental phenomena, and he understands the fetter that arises dependent on both. And he also understands how there comes to be the arising of the unarisen fetter, how there comes to be the abandoning of the arisen fetter, and how there comes to be the future non-arising of the abandoned fetter. That is how a bhikkhu dwells contemplating phenomena in terms of the 6 internal and external sense bases. Contemplation of phenomena, the 7 enlightenment factors. Again, bhikkhus, a bhikkhu dwells contemplating phenomena in terms of the 7 enlightenment factors. And how does a bhikkhu dwell contemplating phenomena in terms of the 7 enlightenment factors? Here, there being mindfulness enlightenment factor in him, a bhikkhu understands, there is mindfulness enlightenment factor in me. Or there being no mindfulness enlightenment factor in him, he understands, there is no mindfulness enlightenment factor in me. And he also understands how there comes to be the arising of the unarisen mindfulness enlightenment factor, and how the arisen mindfulness enlightenment factor comes to fulfillment by development. Continue on to the next page. Santang va ajatang dhamma vichaya sambojangang attimeya jatang dhamma vichaya sambojango tipajanati asantang va ajatang dhamma vichaya sambojangang nattimeya jatang dhamma vichaya sambojango tipajanati yatacha anupannassa dhamma vichaya sambojangassa upado hoti tanchapajanati Yatacha upannassa dhammo vichaya sambojangassa bhavanaya paripuri hoti tanchapajanati Santang va jatang virya sambojangang attimeya jatang virya sambojango tipajanati Asantang va jatang virya sambojangang nattimeya jatang virya sambojango tipajanati Yatacha anupannassa virya sambojangassa upado hoti tanchapajanati Yatacha upannassa virya sambojangassa bhavanaya paripuri hoti tanchapajanati Santang va jatang piti sambojangang attimeya jatang piti sambojango tipajanati Asantang va jatang piti sambojangang nattimeya jatang piti sambojango tipajanati Yatacha anupannassa piti sambojangassa upado hoti tanchapajanati Yatacha anupannassa piti sambojangassa bhavanaya paripuri hoti tanchapajanati Santang va ajatang pasadi sambo jangang atime ajatang pasadi sambo jango tipajanati asantang va ajatang pasadi sambo jangang natime ajatang pasadi sambo jango tipajanati yatacha anupannassa pasadi sambo jangassa upado hoti tancha pajanati Yatacha upannassa pasaddi sambo jangassa bhavanaya paripuri hoti tampajada tancha pajanati. There being the discrimination of phenomena and enlightenment factor in him, a bhikkhu understands there is the discrimination of phenomena and enlightenment factor in me. Where there being no discrimination of phenomena and enlightenment factor in him, he understands there is no discrimination of phenomena and enlightenment factor in me. And he understands how there comes to be the arising of the unarisen discrimination of a phenomena and enlightenment factor, and how the arisen discrimination of phenomena and enlightenment factor comes to fulfillment by development. There being the energy enlightenment factor in him, Bhikkhu understands there is the energy enlightenment factor in me. Where there being no energy enlightenment factor in him, he understands there is no energy enlightenment factor in me. And he also understands how there comes to be the arising of the unarisen energy enlightenment factor, and how the arisen energy enlightenment factor comes to fulfillment by development. There being the rapture enlightenment factor in him, a bhikkhu understands there is the rapture enlightenment factor in me. Or there being no rapture enlightenment factor in him, he understands there is no rapture enlightenment factor in me. And he also understands how there comes to be the arising of the unarisen rapture enlightenment factor, and how the arisen rapture enlightenment factor comes to fulfillment by development. There being the tranquility enlightenment factor in him, a bhikkhu understands there is the tranquility enlightenment factor in me. Where there being no tranquility enlightenment factor in him, he understands there is no tranquility enlightenment factor in me. And he also understands how there comes to be the arising of the unarisen tranquility enlightenment factor, and how the arisen tranquility enlightenment factor comes to fulfillment by development. All right. Now we'll go to our thought of the day, page 43. We are going to do the last two paragraphs because this is covering Sotapanna. Sahavassa dasana sampadaya taya sudhamma jahita bhavanti sakkaya ditti vichikichitancha sila batang ava piyadatti kinchi chatu bahehi vichavipamuto chachabhithanani yabhabo katung idang pisange ratanang pranitang etena sachena suvati hotu Kinchapi so kammang karoti papakang kayena vacha udache tasava abhabbo so tassa patichadaya abhabbata ditta padassa butta idang sange ratanang pranitang etena sachena suvati hotu. For one who has attained to vision, three states are at once abandoned: view of self, doubt, and clinging to needless rules and rituals. Freed from the four states of misery, he cannot do 6 kinds of evil deeds, and the Sangha is this precious jewel. By this truth may there be well-being. Though one might do some evil deed by way of body, speech, or mind, he cannot hide it. Such is impossible for one who has seen the path, and the Sangha is this precious jewel. By this truth may there be well-being. Hello, friends. So, continuing on talking about Sotapanna, stream enter. And so these lines basically give a description of stream enter. Right? Attain to vision. Right? They have attained to vision, that they have become Arya Sangha. Right? They have reached a certain level of awakening, the beginning, the very first stages. but it is irreversible, and they have, as we said yesterday, 7 lifetimes max before they're awakened. 3 states are at once abandoned: view of doubt, view of identity view. So identity view, Sakaya Ditti, doubt, Vicikiccha, and Silabata Paramasa, which is the belief that just in doing rituals, that alone will bring you to awakening. Right? These 3 things are the first 3 fetters of the 10 fetters that keep us in the samsaric state, and they are the first 3 that are knocked out to become a stream enter. So a stream enter has examined and investigated, or they have strong faith in what the Buddha says, that there's no permanent essence or soul or self that they can find if they're investigating the mind and body. They still have, one of the last fetters is this conceit I am. There's still this kind of very deep, subtle feeling that I exist. But they just haven't really found the I yet. They haven't found the what is me, mine, and myself. Right? So even though when you're a stream enter, you still have a while to go. You're close to the end, but you're not that close to the end. Right? You still have these 7 more fetters to knock out before you're fully awakened. And so then doubt. They have no further doubt as to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, that the Buddha became awakened, that there is a path to awakening. All of that doubt is gone. And they also have no further doubt that they, in themselves, being able to be awakened. And then the Silabata Paramasa is at the time of the Buddha, people believed various practices can bring them to awakening. Like, for instance, if they bathed in the Ganges 3 times a day. Right? Then the Buddha would say, bathing in the Ganges 3 times a day is not going to cleanse your mind. Right? So there's lots of these views that if I just bow 108 times to the Buddha statue every day, then I'll become awakened. No, that's not how it works. That's not to say that these rites and rituals might not have some use or might be some skillful in some way. It's just that they in and of themselves will not bring you to awakening. So that's what Silabata Paramasa is. And so then, freed from the 4 kinds of misery, the 4 states. This means that you cannot be born as in the hell realms, as an animal, as a hungry ghost, etc. So like anything below a human birth, you are exempt from at that point. And he cannot do 6 kinds of evil deeds, although these are only the heavy kamas, right? The wounding a Buddha, killing an arahant, killing your mother, killing your father, causing a schism in the sangha, etc. These are very heavy, bad things. Sutapana can still do other things, but they recognize when they do a bad thing, they don't hide it, right? Not even from their own mind with justifications or from external, right? If they do something bad, they recognize it, they understand it. And so these are the qualities of a Sotipana. And we will continue with that tomorrow. But for today, as we did yesterday, from now on, we will be doing an optional meditation. So, this was something that was asked to be done a while ago, and I just didn't feel the right time or whatever, but I think now is a good time to start it. And so from here on in, what we'll do is right now, I'll say goodbye to those people who need to go, and anybody else who wants to stay for a non-guided, so it's just me being here meditating, holding space for those who want to meditate. It's not a guided meditation, for about a half hour. So for those of you who need to go, Sukhi Hotu, may you be happy and at ease. Practice well and be well. May you have a spiritually successful and peaceful practice until we meet again, which, if I'm alive, should be tomorrow morning for another morning monastery experience. And for those of you who are going to stay, well, we'll go until I ring the bell. So Practice well. Okay, friends. Have a good day.